Yeah, I'm just going to share this little clip from a walking, talking video a couple of years ago. And yeah, it's difficult for me sharing this stuff. I feel very much like running back under my rock. So it's sporadic, but I'm attempting to make some breakthroughs. Anyway, here's a little clip for you. If you're watching, in a logical format, I'm attempting to show the ability of a body to be able to speak an invocation, which is enchanting, off the top of my head, retrieving from memories ideas that are somewhat hardwired in me through continual experiences in this lifetime. The next concept, the things that I've been re-experiencing in this lifetime are things which I have experienced in bits and pieces in previous lifetimes enough that my past experience has encoded my soul with those past experiences for right or wrong, to the degree that my soul has become somewhat human, as much as my human is becoming somewhat soul enlightened. That somewhat of the weight of time is lifting off me, and that weight lifting off is allowing more light to come inside of my time. So that's more soul embodying into my flesh and blood and bone marrow kind of idea. And so I'm speaking by heart in the moment rather than regurgitating linear, logical, analytical sentences kind of thing. And so, I could be afraid that this could get a bit messy and wander off and I lose my train of thought or whatever. But then I recognize, no, just allow myself to be, allow the words to flow and not let my mind get a brain freeze by interrupting the flow of heart, memory, soul, context, text. For me, I recognize that I have been a little bit afraid of these videos because, from my point of view, I'm just repeating loads of stuff I've already said. Then the answer I get, particularly yesterday, is, yeah, I've been saying this stuff an awful lot and I'm very familiar with these concepts. But for a lot of people, their mind is closed to these concepts or they've simply never heard them before. And so stringing these theories together around a quantum of physics, and particularly in the way I can put things into the word flow, is quite new to at least some people, and therefore I shouldn't debilitate myself by going, oh, I'm just repeating the same old stuff, because I've heard it before, and recognize that lots of people who might come across this may have never heard any of this before, and I'm actually going extremely quick through so many concepts in a sequence. So, this morning when I've gotten up and went down to make coffee, I've gone and had a look at the Facebook to see if there's any notifications and to see what might be on the news feed so I can vicariously look at other people's posts and have a look at what other people are looking at and judge that maybe that's interesting enough that I'll watch their video that they've posted or read their text, or judging that no, I'm not interested in this and scrolling by, or just get off Facebook. But on the top of my newsfeed today was this lady Caroline, and she's saying, hey, I might as well post this because actually I was speaking on this video in this podcast with these two other people, and so if I'm going to speak at all, I might as well promote it. And it's with Callie Spells and a guy called Tony Sayers, I think. And they're on a podcast YouTube channel called Dark Matters. And I'll put a link in the video. And so I thought, oh, yeah, I've got some previous with Callie, and I'm familiar with Tony Sayers, and I don't really like his work. From the point of view, it doesn't agree with me. And to me, his understanding of what he's talking about seems a bit shallow, and he seems to not quite have the insight that he's actually doing the things he's accusing them of doing to us. So he's doing to his audience the very thing he's accusing them of doing to humanity. And his speciality in that sense is in dissing the whole New Age as a cage, that the New Agers are possessed by entities that they think are angels but are more likely demons. And through this interview that I have actually listened to the hour and 9 minutes of, the conclusion of all of this he's saying is that, the Gnostics are right. This world is ruled by a demiurge, and that demiurge is a demonic, evil entity type of thing. He's also talking about how this Matrix, from the Matrix film analogy, has us all trapped inside in it, and they are looshing energy from us. And if you understand looshing, he says, then you understand that they cause us to have to live in this matrix in order that they can just steal our energy like we're batteries. And so there are entities, egregores, demons, etc., under the overall demiurge who have entrapped us into this realm. And it becomes apparent that he is using the word soul. We are souls who are trapped in this realm. And that the whole New Age thing or religious thing, that you go to the light when you have your death experience, that the light actually wipes your memory and sends you back down, having sucked all that energy out of you in your afterlife review. And then you're sent back down with your mind wiped, and you have to live yet another life having your energy sucked, and it's all very futile. And so he is claiming that his work is to save people from the New Age cage, to inform people not to go into the light. But I have not managed to hear where you're supposed to go if not into the light. I have not managed to hear where our souls would exist if we were not forced into this New Age cage of an artificial intelligence, inorganic program machine that is torturing us down here in order to loosh our energy. Yeah. He doesn't mention the adrenochrome, but it's the same concept as the adrenochrome, that you must make the babies suffer in order to get the juiciest chemicals to feed off their energy. So, you're an evil being possessing bodies. So, anyway, that goes on and on. As you can see, it's like an hour and 40 minutes long. And it's not that I'm meaning to criticize the guy or anyone, but I am wanted to say that it is difficult to share information, and it's difficult to challenge those beliefs that we live in a prison planet. It's difficult to challenge those people who go, oh, Christianity's wrong, but the Gnostics were right. There's a terrible thing going on these days of a utter belief in the very thing you claim to be against, kind of thing. And I'm going to be willing to make more videos that attempt to express perhaps a highest truth that incorporates everything rather than being focused on what's not true.